Mrs. McEwen, do we have the, yes. Should I give you another minute for those? Okay, un momento. That's pretty much the extent of my Spanish. For those of you who don't know, we have some of our bilingual teachers who will be translating real time into headphones for our Spanish-speaking members here this evening, which I think is amazing. So we're going to give them a minute to make sure that all their gear is working correctly. All right, now I'm on the grill. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming this evening. To start the meeting off, I'm going to ask that everyone rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. You too, Jason.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A new feature for our meeting this evening is I would like to have the treasurer's report done first. That way you all have an idea of the money that is being raised and how it is being spent every month. Our treasurer is Mrs. Danielle Shine, and she will come up to let us know the last month's expenditures.
Good evening, everybody. So in September, which is pretty common for every school year, we've done more in the way of deposits than we have in any expenditures because we're starting to raise our money that we'll be using to spend throughout the year. We've put into our account so far $4,704, and we've only spent out about $217 mainly on our kindergarten orientation and a little bit for our upcoming event for Spooky Zumba. As far as our current fundraisers, which will be reported on in November for October's financial calendar. So far, our Spirit Wear fundraiser has brought in $3,680 and in sales. And our Miss Chocolate fundraiser has brought in $3,800 in sales, which is a little below where we want it to be. I know Mrs. Kelly, I think, is going to speak on that a little bit more later on. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Shine. Next up, I'd like to have Mrs. Scahill speak about some of the changes that are being made in the elementary school this year. Take over. She's much better on the microphone than I am anyway.
Not true. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our October PTA meeting. I'm so happy to see we had such a wonderful turnout for our bilingual information night. I also want to thank all of our amazing teachers for being here this evening. I want to thank Ms. Cruz, aka Britney Spears, back over here doing our translating. So for those of our families that are using the translating system, can you give me a heads up if you think that it's working well for us this evening? Great, awesome. So I shared at the September PTA meeting that we are in fact a school that's designated as a school that's in need of improvement. We reviewed the reasons why the school was designated as a CSI school. We submitted the plan with the SEP team, and I got some feedback based upon that plan that I want to just briefly share with all of you. It's very simple, very straightforward. The plan will be resubmitted with the revisions by October 21st, and we're going to continue moving forward with our goals. So one very simple revision was they literally asked me to just have the SEP team members and parents who served on the SEP team this summer to initial next to their name. Okay, I think we got that under control. The next revision that they asked was in reviewing the preliminary data, and then we created a formula for the benchmark. And then that formula would carry through to make sure that we were able to hit our benchmark in June. They asked us to just adjust the percentages a little bit because the way we had the percentage set up, we were not on track to meet our goal based upon that percentage. So we just had to tweak the percentage a little bit to match and to make sure that we were on track to meet our goal. The last and final suggestion for revision was with tenant 4, which has to do with instructional delivery, feedback to students, differentiated instruction, asking higher order thinking questions. And the state felt, after reviewing the plan and our goals, that it was going to be extremely lofty for the school to be successful in meeting those goals. So they suggested that we take a look and really examine what we felt was the biggest priorities for us, and then make that adjustment. So in reviewing the plan, what we decided to do was, we're going to focus in on differentiated instruction this year more specifically, and learning and language targets more specifically, and we're going to lead asking higher order thinking questions and targeted specific feedback for next year's plan. Because we already now have to start planning for next year's plan, even though we're not sure if we're gonna get off. I believe that we're gonna have an opportunity to get off this designation with all of the hard work that's happening with the teachers and the support of all of you here this evening. So I just wanted to give you an update on the plan. We are moving full steam ahead. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is actually an invitation. I'm inviting all of you to be part of this journey with us, and I'm going to invite you to invite your neighbors to be part of this journey with us. So I reviewed the benchmarks for literacy in reading and math for grades K through 2, and then the reading inventory for grades 3 through 5. And I want to share with you some interesting data and invite you to help us kind of absorb this data and then move our kids forward. So just as an example, in kindergarten early literacy, I have 38 students currently at high risk, and I have 22 students currently at considered moderate risk. So that's a total of about 60 kindergarten students that in October are considered high to moderate risk. When I walk around the building in the morning, on Tuesdays and Thursdays specifically, and I see 3 total kindergarten students here for extra help, I have to wonder, what can we do as a school to help? So I think maybe our parents aren't sure about extra help, or what the requirement is for extra help. So I'm going to share a little bit about that with you. But I will say this, we have 100% attendance at Play Club on Fridays. So if we can make it to Play Club, I think we can make the commitment to our students to make it to extra help. So we talked a little bit about, very briefly, maybe it doesn't sound so great for kids, you know, and they're giving our parents a hard time. I'm not going to extra help, right? Maybe, I'll change it to anything. Ms. Shine said, let's call it E squared, so it's extra help or enrichment. Because we also have to think about, how are we meeting our low-risk students? And we have a ton of kids that are considered low risk. So what are we doing to challenge them to lift their level even higher? Coming to extra help is a perfect opportunity for us to build enrichment in for our students. So I'm inviting you to take advantage of extra help. We don't want it to be something where it's free babysitting. We want it to be worthwhile and purposeful, just like everything we do. But I have to be concerned and wonder, how can I get 60 of our kindergarten students here on Tuesdays and Thursdays so we can lift them up out of that high risk or moderate risk area? It's very similar in math. I'm going to look at our first grade early numeracy. I'm not picking on anyone. Please do not think that. I'm sharing this data for informational purposes. So for first grade early numeracy, I have 51 students considered high risk and 20 considered moderate risk. That's 71 out of my 90 to 100 first grade students. That's a concern as a building principal. So I'm inviting you to be part of this with us. We will do everything we can. The teachers are continuing to do everything they can for your kids, our kids here at school every day. We're asking for you to help us at home. And that means, what does that look like? Read with your kids 15 minutes a night. I know you're busy. I respect that and I understand that. But at what price do we put on our children's growth and ability to read, write, speak, and do math? I invite you to practice math facts. And I know that our time is busy, so when you're riding in the car, practice with the kids. Have them spell street signs. Have them say their snappy words. Throw out math problems to them. You'd be surprised where we can find the time, and those little bits and pieces really help. They help with the memorization that kids need in order to move forward. So I invite you to share what you think might be ways for us to encourage more of our kids to attend extra help. I also invite you as parents to share with us what are the struggles that you're having to get the kids here to extra help. I'm currently going to see if I can use some of these set funds to get transportation to maybe help get our students here in the morning for those parents that might be working or it's childcare issues, or for some kids that are coming from other schools that require minibus transportation. So please be part of this journey with us. Know that we will work hard and we will continue to focus on areas in need of support for all of our kids. Ms. Kelly.
How would you like them to contact you if they have any?
So you are free to contact your, good question, how should you contact us? So feel free to share with your child's teacher via email or via a phone call what some of your thoughts are. Contact me via email or phone call to say, hey, I was thinking about this, I want to share this with you. If we don't know, we can't help, so we want to know. We want to know what we can do to help. Have your kids come to extra help on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you. Any questions from the audience for me? What time does extra help start? Fabulous, great question, 8:30. Yep, and kids can get dropped off at the back. They'll be let into the building, and they know, these scholars know where to go. They know the routine, they'll go right up to their classrooms. The other thing I was thinking of doing, and our brilliant teachers came up with this idea, they said, well, if they can get here for play club, they can get here for extra help. So maybe we should have play club on the days of extra help, so that at the end of play club at 8:30, they can then go right over to extra help. So it's one less time that a parent has to disrupt their routine in the morning, which I totally get, right? And we're kind of doing double duty. Any other questions for me? Should I turn it back over to you?
Ms. Gangler?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, sorry.
Is there a way that we can help out the children that have school possibly at times that parents can come in and help with extra help as well? Sometimes the children are more concerned with time with the parent maybe or feeling confused.
That's a great question, and it's a little bit complicated for me to answer right now, but I will give you a response. I would think if you're looking to help or be part of the school, certainly you and I can have that conversation, which I would love to have, and certainly you can ask the classroom teacher, like, what ways do you need support? For example, I know one of our 5th grade teachers, she has parents come in and help in the computer lab when kids are typing. And so it's extra support because it's really hard as a solo teacher to be editing 26, pieces of writing. But if we have parents' hands in there working in the computer lab, that's absolutely a perfect way to help be part of the system. You're welcome. Great question. Any other questions? All right, Ms. Kelly, I'm going to send it back over to you.
So you all can hear me. I've got quite a list to go through. I want to talk about our spirit wear first. I see some of our members are wearing it this evening. Thank you very much. We have extra t-shirts and hoodies for sale. We have them right over here in the room in case you're interested. We are in limited quantity. We didn't order a whole lot extra because we weren't real sure how this was gonna go. I'm excited that so much was sold that I think we might do it again and offer some additional products. If there's something you'd like to get, please let me know and I will see if we can do that. Do you want a mug? Do you want a cozy? Do you want a zip-up hoodie? A hat? Let me know. I was very impressed that we did bring in almost $3,700 in sales, which puts our profit at around $1,000, which is great. Currently, our book fair is going on. We plan on having the book fair open for anybody who would like to come down and take a look after the meeting. It is going to run, it ran today, it will run tomorrow and for Thursday. Thursday at about lunchtime, we will close it down. So send in the money with your kids, let them know what kind of books you'd like them to get. Spooky Zumba is coming. That is October 29th. It's a Tuesday evening. We have had a tremendous response to the RSVPs. We have over 150 people who have already committed to coming. That's a lot. Our chairperson was not able to make it tonight. So if any of you have questions or would like to volunteer your time to help set up, work the event, or tear down, please find me after the meeting and I will make sure that you get in touch with Mrs. Gleason. Our Miss Chocolate fundraiser, as Mrs. Shine mentioned, we are well below our fundraising goal. We are at about 60% of what we hoped to make for this fundraiser. This is the money that covers the expenses for the DJ, for the dances, the Zumba instructor for the Spooky Zumba night, and the other things that we provide to the students throughout the year. Some of you may not realize, but PTA pays for the planners that the 3rd through 5th graders use, the kindergartners, 1st and 2nd graders that receive the Scholastic News every month. That is something that we pay for. So the Miss Chocolate fundraiser is a huge way for us to be able to support the school. Speaking of fundraisers, there's another one. Square One. Square One art fundraiser. We did this last year where the students create a piece of art with Mrs. Hinchman, and then you were able to order it in a magnet, a t-shirt, a mug. I get the keychains. And Mrs. Hinchman's idea this year was love bugs for a Valentine's Day delivery. She wants to take the inspiration from Georgia O'Keeffe, who does the big, massive, bright, beautiful flowers, and translate that into big, beautiful love bugs. And in order for her to do this, the PTA is going to help pay for the Sharpies that all the students use to create that art. So keep your eyes open. In the next probably 6 to 8 weeks, we will have something coming home, an example of your students' art, and an order form. You can place your orders online, or you can send them into the school. Pumpkin Patch. That is a wonderful thing we do during the day. On October 24th this year, we bring in a pumpkin for every student, and each class goes out into our yard and selects a pumpkin. We need volunteers to help set out 600 plus pumpkins that morning. And then we have volunteers that help assist the kids pick their pumpkins, dust off the dirt, make sure they've got everything they need before they leave. So if you're interested in volunteering for that, come see one of the board members. We have name tags on, so we are easily spottable.
Mrs. Kelly, can you just let the volunteers know that it's about, depending upon how many hands we have helping, some years it's been 15 minutes, some years it's been longer.
There's an expression, many hands make less work. The more volunteers we have in the morning, the less time it takes. If we have 2 people, it's gonna take an hour. If we have 15, it'll take 15 minutes. So, if you've got 15, 20 minutes to spare, let's go put some pumpkins in the yard. And I'm going to have our Vice President, Brett Prochaska, discuss Father's Club.
Hi, good evening. I've also got an invitation, a little bit different. This is more really aimed at fathers out there. So wanted to invite you to a new committee that we formed. It really came about as of the last PTA meeting, and it's basically a father's club. There's one place that my son goes to Oregon, and it's a father's club in Oregon that I'm a part of. And it's working very well. I'd love to get you to see it. There's about 8 members so far that are looking to join up, and anybody else that's interested, you can look around through Facebook and various postings of the PTA. Is this better?
Yes.
Sorry. I'll repeat that. So I wanted to invite basically the fathers out there to be part of a new PTA committee that came about as of the last PTA meeting. It seems I have to have this right against my mouth. It's a fathers club. So there's approximately 8 members right now. It came about as of the last PTA meeting. It's a chance for fathers to get involved in the committee of the PTA and kind of go with a different fashion. So we kind of assist, at least in Oregon, with crowd control, with traffic control, various things like that. Many of you have been in parking lots know it's a little bit crazy with people parking, blocking the driveways, or getting a little bit, coming through a little quickly, various things like that. Here we go. So a couple of things that we look to do to kind of be a little more visible. In Oregon, what we're looking to do here is basically give out some charts. This makes us identifiable. Makes us identifiable, helps the kids to know who we are, the parents to know who we are, help us kind of, help just basically all the different events. Okay, so, like I said, with that, really look for some of the posts from the PTA, look them out on Facebook in various areas if you're interested. You can get a hold of me, you can get a hold of anybody from the PTA, we'd be happy to have it. Sorry, 2 things. Along the lines of the pumpkin patch, there are 650 pumpkins that are coming in at 7 a.m. on that date on the 24th. So as you mentioned, the more people there are, the quicker it goes. And then separately is the spooky Zumba. That's one of the areas where, again, I think that traffic control really becomes an important piece. Here at night, you've got a lot of kids coming in through the parking lots, a lot of parents anxious to either get in or get out very quickly. So it becomes a little bit of a hectic situation. That's something you can start looking and seeing these folks out there trying to help address those situations. And if you think you want to be part of it, give us a call.
We're almost to student of the month. I've got like 3 more things to go over. I got an interesting email a couple of weeks ago from the owner of Brick House Cardio Club. She is offering to put on a Zumba class at the school, one for adults and one for children at the same time in 2 separate rooms. Does that sound like a good idea? Could I get a break, like hands, as who would come to a free Zumba night at the school? 1 room for kids, 1 room for grown-ups. Okay, good. I'm going to contact her and we're going to set something up. I've also received communications suggesting new types of fundraising ideas because, we don't do that clearly. The idea of flocking. Have you ever heard of that? I hadn't. You charge $15, $20, and one of our volunteers will show up at your house at night and cover your front yard in plastic flamingos. 24 hours later, they will disappear, but for an entire day, you have flamingos in your front yard. This was one of the suggestions we received. And if you hear or see something really cool like that, please let us know, because we will consider it. I would totally be down for putting flamingos in city houses. We also need a chairperson for STEM night. Now, STEM night is something that we're considering to promote science, technology, engineering, and math. Did I get it right? And if it's STEAM, there's arts in it, yeah? So if you have a science-based background or would be interested in helping decide what type of night that would be, again, find one of us and let's talk. Also, we have bingo night. We have plenty of time until bingo night. Bingo night's in March, but we like to do raffles. We like to do 50-50. We like to have big door prizes. We need chair people for that as well. We need volunteers who are willing to go to the community and ask the pizza place for a donation or check Target and see if they'll give us some gift cards. So we need help with that as well. And Mrs. Opadasano would like me to let you all know that there is an outreach drive right now for cereal. So if you've got an extra cereal box sitting around, like your kids don't like that particular brand and you want it, and send it in by November 8th, and that will be donated to the PMCT Outreach Center. Does anybody have any questions before I hand it over to Mrs. Cahill for our beloved Student of the Month? Good. And for all the students of the month, when you're done and you've gotten your goodies, could you please meet with Mrs. Mistretta? She's going to raise her hand right now because she's kind of short. That's Mrs. Mistretta. She's going to take everyone's photos at the end of the meeting. Thank you, Mrs. Cahill. It's all yours. Let's end the recording here.